This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
If your eyes are on me, you're looking at country. If you were looking at Loretta, you're looking at country.
Welcome to DBL. That was a hologram of Reba McEntire because she looks exactly the same.
I was like, wait, that's such a good hologram.
Singing a tribute to Loretta Lynn at the CMA Awards last night. She was joined on stage by Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert. Loretta passed away, of course, last month at the age of 90. What a great tribute, but man, she looks fantastic.
Reba's always going to look that way.
I mean, it looks like
always.
We're watching 20 years ago.
It's, it's very strange.
And Jeff, you're not reading her eye contact now. She does a good Reba, and she'd like to do it.
Oh,
wow.
I didn't know that.
Thank you, Al.
Please,
Thanks,
go
Al, for
ahead.
setting that up because I was lost. Thank you, Al. Reba! I did the wrong camera.
That's amazing. Look at Jeff.
Do the right camera. Okay.
All right, let's start the show over, guys. We're going to take it from the top. So the CMA Awards were in full effect last night.
Don't do it again.
All right, so as stars took the stage in Nashville, we're going to move on here. Those are wonderful, by the way, too. Luke Bryan once again hosted with NFL legend Peyton Manning, and the big winner of the night was Luke Combs, who beat out Carrie Underwood and Morgan Wallen for Entertainer of the Year. He also won Song of the Year. But before presenting an award, Winona Judd thanked fans for their support following the death of her mom, Naomi, of course. She presented the award for Duo of the Year, which her and her mom won 7 times.
I always wonder about people who win the same award like year after year. It's kind of like, if you don't win, are you offended? Are you like, finally, I'm passing the torch? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think, like, how many duos are there in country music? And maybe when there wasn't one that put out a song that year, they're like, hey, the winner for Fraternal Twins of the Year goes to the only fraternal twins in the audience.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Like with the Grammys, like the gospel, there's not that many artists that there probably are tons that they overlook, but there's always like the same winners in the gospel. And so you're like, wow, that gospel artist won 17 Grammys?
I think Alan Jackson, the country singer, famously said to stop nominating.
He did.
He won so many.
And Garth Brooks also, I think, won so much that he was like, I'm out.
When's Taylor Swift going to do that?
No,
wow.
She's
I'm not pulling shots.
No,
I'm saying she's won
so
1,000.
Yeah.
Agreed, but she hasn't won or gone to the CMAs in a very long time because she's trying to show she's so pop.
I think that's like a decade now.
Yeah?
It's been a while.
Good update. All right. So speaking of CMA Awards,
Reba.
Guess what? That would have been good in there. Katy Perry performed her country song with Thomas Rhett in this denim dress. All right. Earlier, she wore another denim dress that seemed to give off some Britney vibes. So remember that look Britney and Justin wore back in 2001?
Yeah, classic.
When Katy Perry was in country music?
Yeah, I was like,
what?
Are you guys digging all the denim?
I don't know.
I don't love it.
Well, look, she also wore this similar dress at the MTV Awards back in 2014, and it wasn't denim, but Carrie Underwood also rocked a similar style, but everyone is talking about these two. Kelsey Ballerini and Mackenzie Porter wore the exact same Balenciaga gown. Ew. But get this, Kim Kardashian wore it first at the Vanity Fair Oscars party earlier this year. Double ew.
Someone's getting fired, stylist.
Wow.
One of them.
I was going to ask.
How about both of them?
Both. You got to know what other people are wearing. You got to be
Is that a fireable offense?
Of course. Do you know what a big faux pas this is?
We're talking about them, though.
No, yeah, but in a bad way. This just, you have one chance at red carpets.
No
this
such
is your
thing
big
as bad
night.
press?
That's true.
That was a question mark at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. This is bad.
Fall apart. You were winning.
I was winning. I just think this is a bad look. Now, she even wore the gloves that Kim likes to wear. It feels like very trying to be Kim Kardashian, and they ended up wearing the same. Just embarrassing.
But I'm confused about how this happens because from my understanding is that you usually talk directly to the designer.
Correct.
And then they tell you, here's the options I have here. Thank you for working with us. So the designer really knows. You got two
So
people.
Balenciaga knew.
Yeah, you got two, unless they just bought the dress and then went, that's the status that I'm at. I would not be talking directly directly to the designer. I'd be purchasing the dress and going.
See, I'm thinking if you're the designer, though, if you get a chance to sell that dress twice, your boss
No,
comes
that's
back
not
from
right.
lunch,
No,
you're like,
they
you know,
wouldn't do that.
that dress? Sold it again, buddy. Yeah.
That's not right.
I think that's the move. I mean, I think I speak for Jeff when I say I didn't understand how big of a deal this would be.
Huge.
If this happened in real life, like let's say, Lindsay, you're pulling up to an event and you see Tori has the same dress on. Now, you can make it back to the hotel and change and come back, or you would just go in. Like, how big of a deal? Is it big enough to go back and change your outfit?
Give you a hypothetical.
It's not possible to go back and change because
Like,
at
say,
that point,
theoretically it is.
No, I'm saying for me, I won't do it. Because once I commit to an outfit, now I done pick the hairstyle that goes for that
makeup,
outfit.
yep,
I pick the makeup that goes for the.
Yep.
So it would just be like, Tori, let's just make a moment out of this, a fun moment, because I'm not going back to
But the
change.
press seeing those, I mean, it's head to toe, big blue. It's a lot of mistakes.
Would you be upset?
Very. Oh, no, not me with Lindsay. I think I'd make a moment, but if I were being photographed and that takes.
Not Lindsay, someone else. Would you be upset that someone's wearing
No, yes,
the exact
I think
same
naturally
gown?
you would, because it's like, come on, man. Everyone thinks that they look. I'm assuming they looked so good, the best on the red carpet. And so when your stylist comes to you with this full idea, you're like, yeah, we did it. So if you pull up with the same dress, I'll be like, okay, we both did it. Yeah, it's just a little different.
We both did it.
All right. I was just wondering. Me now.
Yeah, me and Jeff are just listening.
You wouldn't
like,
care if y'all had the same exact.
No.
We tried to match.
Yes.
I try to look more like Al. So
And vice versa.
They're
I'd
becoming
be
the
so
same
honored
person.
if we had the same clothes on.
That's
All right, so our movie star is a dying breed. Switching gears here a little bit, Jennifer Aniston, she seems to think so. So during an interview with Allure magazine, Jen was told that in the age of TikTok and social media, no one will ever be as famous as she was, which prompted Jen to say that there are no more movie stars and no more glamour in Hollywood.
I kind of agree.
I kind of do, too.
I kind of disagree.
Okay, tell us
Really?
why.
Okay, because if I said Top Gun and
Right.
I said Tom Cruise, that's a bona fide movie star.
But you're
How about
talking about a
kinda?
movie that was pre-TikTok. What she's saying is
no,
there
the
was
new
a
one,
period
the
of time.
sequel. He will still bring you to the movies only because his name is on the marquee.
Yes, but he got his name. He got his name right because there was a period of time where you weren't competing against TikTok. There weren't YouTube gurus that were
What
super
TikTok
famous.
star is in a movie?
But that's
Name one.
But I'm
That's
saying,
what I'm saying for the-
they're taking eyeballs away from.
For the younger generation, who would be a movie star? Tom Cruise is still a movie star.
But also-
who's a young movie star?
Well, that's
For the
why
younger
I think
generation.
that people
Pratt.
like used to be
Scarlett
so
Johansson?
inaccessible. So when you had a celebrity, they were a celebrity because you
Young.
only saw them. They were caught on like by a photographer, or
Right.
when they were caught in some interview, or when they exclusively only did Oprah. And now it's like, oh, you do interviews every day on Instagram Live. So like,
Well,
it's not that exclusive anymore.
And also,
Yeah.
like celebrities, that's a good point, Lindsay. You're competing. There's celebrities that are kind of recluses, where you only see them on a red carpet, only in a movie. And then there's internet celebrities where 40 times a day they're like, "What's up, guys? Walking to my car with coffee. What's up, guys? Finished the coffee, getting out of my car." And so they have this
But you can-
engagement that
right.
used to be saved for stars,
But
and
I
now
just-
it's spread out amongst thousands of people.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Please,
I just
no.
don't think you should conflate the Instagram screen with the movie screen. I think it's still there, and we still have the Julia Roberts, the George
But those
Clooney's.
are movie stars.
they're in
Who's
their
the young
60s.
generation movie stars is the question.
You don't think Scarlett Johansson is like young?
No. Isn't she 40?
Yeah.
No disrespect. I'm 45.
Me neither. You guys named
Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
Because you're getting
Okay.
names in your ear. Don't cheat, boo. They gave me the same names. Yeah, they gave me the same names. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we got to go now. Tori totally cheated. Coming up on DBL, our interview with comedian George Lopez. He's telling us all about his new sitcom. We've got new scenes from Whitney Houston's biopic. That's next.
There's going to be a lot of internet chatter. That's where the red flag goes up.
We are never going to agree on this. It's ignorant, and for me, it was just like a damn shame.
Tell me I need to do something. I'm going to do the exact opposite.
You know why I don't call in sick? Camera hog.
Like, think about who you see, who you never see on social media, and then you run into them. Like, I'll give you an example. I was in New York, and Babyface was in my hotel. When did we ever see Babyface? He's one of the best producers, if you like R&B music of all time. And I was like floored, as opposed to somebody that I see every day.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
That's
explain
another
it.
guy. Speaking of Baby, well, he has a name. He's a guy who doesn't age either.
Yeah, he
looks
doesn't. He looks exactly the same.
Hence
but
his
I-
name.
But I feel like Superstar used to be such a big deal because you don't know what they're doing on their Tuesdays. You just-
That's cool. That's a superstar.
Right.
To me, like Leonardo
took that in
DiCaprio
movies.
is a superstar because he's not in the tabloids every day. People crack jokes that he dates young girls, fine. But he's not like fall. Is he a big? Yeah, he might be.
Harry Styles?
Harry Styles is like, he's going to be the new movie star. He's trying.
But is he a singer or a movie star?
Well, he's a singer, but he's trying to be a movie star.
Oh yeah, Harry Styles.
But if you wanted to see somebody, you had to go see their movie.
I'm on the end here.
Versus
Sorry.
now, if you want to see somebody, you can just YouTube or you can just get on Instagram. You don't have to go see their movie.
But that takes away from the exclusivity. That takes away from them being like this icon. Like you never saw, like you never see like Stevie Wonder, like out at a bar.
Those are two different industries. One is on
There
an
used to just be
extreme.
the one industry. Now there are two. That's what I'm saying.
No,
It's
because
taking
people
away
are
the
watching
eyeballs.
brand new movies that are coming out on Netflix simultaneously in the theaters on their phones.
Right, but
on a
it's
plane.
streaming. Streaming's the third one. So it's movies, streaming, and Instagram. And I don't think you can conflate. Eyeballs are there for the taking.
No, come on. People used to get full dressed, decked out to go to the theater, in the movie theater. And it used to be an ordeal versus now we're in our pajamas. We don't take it with the prestige, like almost like flying. People used to take it with this prestige.
But do
now
we not
people
have
wear sweats on
but
the
don't we
plane.
have an after Oscar show to discuss the glamour and the fat? We still do all that, no?
But now it's 200 people.
No one is like you. You can sing.
Whitney, your daddy's princess. We're building something here, so you just keep singing.
Daddy, my money. I trusted you. You were meant to look out for me.
Welcome back. We are getting another look at the new Whitney Houston movie. Tori, you want to try this? Called?
I wanna dance with somebody.
That was some Reba in there, but yes.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. We got a theme going. All right. So it comes out next month. The movie looks at Whitney's rise to fame and also her difficult relationship with her father, John Russell Houston, who was a talent manager. So back in 2003, Whitney's dad sued her for $100 million, claiming she didn't pay him for helping her negotiate a record deal.
Dang.
That's one of those that's so dirty that even the lawyer would be like, "Are you sure, bro?"
Yeah.
Like that's a rough one. You know, they say money and family, and Lindsay, is this a perfect example?
Well, I actually watched this trailer before I knew we were doing it this morning, and I was like, wow, I've seen so many biopics about Whitney Houston. I didn't know.
I did not.
And maybe I just overlooked the story in 2003, but I didn't realize that her and her father had such a strained relationship. And when I think about these celebrities, it's like, at what cost? Like, family, I understand that more than ever is the most important thing. And so in this clip, she's like, you're my dad.
Yeah.
You know, that just sucks when somebody that close to you does something like that to you. So the fact that her whole family is back in this movie and it's not an unauthorized biopic, it says a lot to me that this is in there.
Right. So her estate is making it. And Karen, right, she forgave her dad, right? So I guess, I don't know if they'll show that in here, but she did forgive her dad. But in this trailer, you don't see any of the drug addiction or use, right? Which is such a big part of her life, sadly.
Which is probably why they approved it.
Right, and her estate made
But
it,
they have to have some part of the drug part of that in the movie, or else it's a really it's not a real biopic, right? We know drugs played a large part.
In other ones, it just was all about the drug use.
Yeah, they could push that towards the end.
Yeah, they harped on it so much that I didn't even know that her dad and her had an issue.
Me neither.
And I've watched all of them.
Well, I don't know if they harped on it. There was a television show which could not be on television today.
Yeah.
You know, her and Bobby were openly, it seemed like, using. And I'm glad that we've moved away from some of that television. It's weird we now make documentaries about that kind of television. But, you know, I wonder if that was when we started to learn as a society that, like, laughing and mocking, we kind of saw that with Anna Nicole Smith until she was found dead in a hotel room, that these are human beings and we're watching them disintegrate in front of our eyes. Yeah. So, you know, I think that might be Whitney's legacy in a way, and hopefully she'll help people clean up.
And speaking of that, man, I think the generations don't know how great she was. So I hope they focus more on what she did. Right, absolutely. Coming up on DBL, George Lopez makes a return to TV. He's telling us all about his new sitcom. That's next.
Voice of a nation.
It's flu season, and we want to make sure you have the info you need to stay safe. So we're answering viewer questions about the flu and flu vaccine. like this one from Paula, who wants to know if this year's flu shot contains mercury. So Paula, let's verify. We reached out to the FDA, CDC, and Dr. Claire Rock, Associate Professor of Infectious Diseases and Epidemiology at Johns Hopkins. Rock told Verify that there is no mercury in most flu vaccines in the U.S.
And so there is a mercury derivative that's in tiny, tiny, minute portions in multi-dose vials to act as a preservative and basically prevent against any bacteria or germs growing inside the vial.
Thimerosal, which contains ethyl mercury, is the mercury derivative that Dr. Rock is referring to. It's not the same type of mercury that causes mercury poisoning. The CDC says ethyl mercury is safe to use in vaccines and confirmed that it's only used in multi-dose vials. But according to the FDA and CDC, most of the flu vaccines in the U.S. are single dose. A spokesperson for the CDC told Verify that 93% of flu shots this season will be thimerosal free or thimerosal reduced. So we can verify most flu shots do not contain thimerosal, an ethyl mercury-based preservative. Verify read through many studies conducted by the FDA and CDC and found no evidence of harm caused by low doses of thimerosal in vaccines. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
This November, escape the cold with the luxury included vacation to Sandals Resort's newest location, Sandals Royal Curacao, where amazing comes together. Watch DBL every day for a word of the day. Then enter at dailyblastlive.com/sandals for your chance to win a 4-day, 3-night escape for 2 to beautiful Curacao. The winner will be announced on DBL November 23rd.
Welcome back to DBL. His self-titled sitcom made his name part of TV history. Now George Lopez is back with a new show playing a different character, but get this, he has the same last name. He joined us earlier to tell us all about Lopez versus Lopez. Check it out.
Hi, George. Welcome to DBL. It's so good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
We're doing well. Now we're better that you're here. I wanted to ask you, how is Lopez versus Lopez different from the George Lopez show?
We can afford the lights, Dad. I leave them on in case Chance wakes up and has to use the bathroom.
You're a young couple, okay? You don't know when you're gonna need that money, so both of you need to train Chance how to see in the dark.
You know, I believe that the George Lopez show was more about my childhood, and this is more about me being lecherous and a bit, of an infidel and a bit separated from my child. You know, all of the things that I saw growing up, I didn't think I would have all tightly wrapped up into my own life.
Yeah, it follows you. Absolutely.
It follows you.
I mean, well, one thing that we can say about the show is it has film and TV legends. Obviously, Rita Moreno, Cheech Marin, both play characters in your new show. Now, we want to know, who have you spent more time with in real life? Who do you got those real life work hours with?
Let's see, Carlos Santana and I text, and then I go see him in Vegas all the time. I play golf with Anthony Anderson and Don Cheadle, I think Cedric, those guys.
Right. I think we call that a win in your book,
Yeah,
sir.
that's manifestation.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Okay, so you play the father of your real life daughter. So how was she involved behind the scenes? And did she have to audition?
She didn't have to audition, but the way that this show came about was on TikTok, where a kid had taken me to task, for getting divorced and the kidney transplant. And then Mayan responded by saying, we got the bag, and then twerking upside down. And then all of it was like, all of the mud got on me. It's like when a car peels out and somebody has no mud on them. But all of that stuff came to me. So my friends, Anthony was like, yo, man, you see that TikTok that Mayan put up? I'm like, yeah. And, I could not tell Mayan to not deal with her trauma on social media, because that's how kids these days deal with their trauma. But listen, the Beverly Hillbillies opened with Jed Clampett shooting, hitting nothing, and striking oil. So if that's the way we're going to strike oil, I'll take it.
That's good.
I love it. George, I mean, you continue to be the hardest working man in show business. You have a new children's book. Now, I want to know, what can we learn from your new children's book, Chupa Carter?
As long as you have imagination in your heart and you set goals for yourself, that no matter where you come from, even if you have everything, that doesn't make your life better. But regardless of where you come from, you can live a life that you're proud of living, and you can set an example for yourself that was even higher than the example that you originally set for yourself.
Yeah. Now, you also talked about paranormal activity and ghosts on your podcast. So when's the last time you experienced something like this?
There's always been a little bit of activity in my house. I'll show you a picture that came up.
No, please do.
And I would hear footsteps, I would hear noises, and whoever was in the house before was dealing with some paranormal stuff. And the idea that I would be sitting on my bed and that a head would appear. I may actually talk to more people in the paranormal world than I do in real life.
Really?
I feel like we have another show here. Ghost hunting show. I would watch that in 10 seconds because I mean.
Okay, so TikTok has an app, a paranormal app. This thing that appears in the beginning of the app is not my finger, and it's not. This is not my finger.
Oh.
That's the paranormal, and then it disappears.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop
I
it.
was sitting on my bed, that thing there, and it disappears. That is not my finger.
Oh, no.
George, you have scared us.
and you know, somebody said to me, "Aren't you afraid?" Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. 100%.
I'm not even
not even joking. Thank you so much, George. DBL Nation, catch the premiere of Lopez versus Lopez on NBC.
On the show, brother.
We'll be right back. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
That brings us to a claim by Carol Harris. She said, "We need a good freeze to kill all these germs." So is it true a freeze or even just cold weather can kill viruses like COVID and the flu? To verify our sources are a research study published in the medical journal PLOS Pathogens and Dr. Chris Uhl, an infectious diseases physician for Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist. They conclude the claim is false.
Respiratory viruses in particular, they transmit differently because where do they live? They live inside people and they thrive inside people. And they transmit from person to person, particularly when we're indoors. So actually, particularly respiratory tract infections go up when it's colder and in the wintertime. And with COVID right now, we're seeing that. The Delta wave has moved up to the northern part of the U.S., and they're having the problem now.
It's the same reason the flu typically peaks in wintertime. In a 2007 research study, scientists used guinea pigs to monitor how they spread respiratory viruses in different temperatures and relative humidity. They found flu spreads much more easily at dry, cold temperatures than warm temperatures with high humidity. One theory is because cool, dry air loosens up the nasal mucus and makes it easier for viral particles to get into the respiratory tract. But this left a big question. Why then do warm and humid climates like that of Florida still have flu seasons? The researchers suggest in these tropical regions, viruses spread more commonly through contact with surfaces rather than through the air. Also, people spend more time indoors to escape the heat. And as Dr. Uhl said, it's easier for respiratory viruses to spread indoors. In conclusion, we verify no, a cold freeze does not kill viruses. In fact, it does the opposite, facilitating its spread.
Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. Every year it feels like there's something trying to ruin our holidays. It's either pandemic, supply chain issues, now inflation. And now there's a new reason why your Thanksgiving dinner table might not be as full as it used to be.
Recent food shortages could impact your Thanksgiving feast again this year. Let's connect the dots. In 2021, it was hard to find certain size turkeys, especially smaller ones. Well, now, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the country's turkey production is expected to be down for a third straight year, dropping more than 480 million pounds since 2019. What's causing the shortages? First off, bird flu. It's killed nearly 6.5 million birds in the last 6 months alone. Despite farmers' efforts to increase sanitation, the USDA says 2.5% of the U.S. flock has been lost. Inflation, also a big problem for farmers. The cost of corn, soybeans, and even diesel spiked 18%. The steep increase is making turkey farming difficult. If you do find that perfect bird for your table, expect to pay more. Prices up more than 17%. And the shortages expected to last until early 2023. And That is Connecting the Dots.
Today's Sandals word of the day is lotion.
No! I guessed the word of the day.
Did you really? Welcome back to DBL.
You did not
Lindsay
really
guessed
guess.
the word of the day.
That is crazy.
You did not really guess.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Enough lotion talk. That was the word of the day you need for your chance to win a luxury trip to beautiful Curacao. Go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter, and don't forget to watch every day for more chances to win. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for some amazing products from our friends at Morning Save. Roll it.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
First up, we've got the Brilliant Diamonds 110 carat TW Diamond Halo cushion earrings or necklace. So this deal includes one pair of earrings in a gift box or one necklace, and they are set in sterling silver, and each cushion-shaped piece is centered with a square diamond cluster surrounded by a diamond halo.
Love that.
So normally this is $199 for the earrings and $149 for the necklace, but we've got it for $39.99 for the earrings or $39.99 for the necklace, which is saving up to 80%. Now we've got the Martino by Martino Cartier cordless flat iron. So this deal includes one straightener, and it comes with this really snazzy USB cord and wall adapter. Normally it's $249.
Whoa.
But we've got it for $29.99, so it's saving 88%. Now we've got the candle warmers, etc. fan fragrance warmer with 3 wax melt sets.
Oh, wow.
So this deal includes one warmer that's available in 2 different styles. We've got green filigree and geometric.
Nice.
And the deal also includes 3 different wax sets like these here. Normally this is $45, but we've got it for $14.99 for a warmer and a 3 wax melt set. So that's saving 67%. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Cuisinart 5-piece ceramic coated colour knife set with blade guards. Ooh. So the deal includes a chef's knife, a slicing knife, a Santoku knife, a utility knife and a paring knife, and each knife comes with a matching blade guard, and normally they're $40.
Oy.
Now the best bit, Tori, is we've got them for $17.99, so it's saving you 55%.
Guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code. It's right on your screen, and it'll take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Again, thank you so much, Steph.
So, Tori, which product is the best this week? Because you're our tester.
The diamonds look really cute with a white t-shirt, a little cowboy hat, and jeans, and a little red lip.
Wow.
It's really cute,
really
and it's an
specific.
everyday
I don't know about that outfit,
kind of
though.
thing. It's cute. No, it's real
It's like
cute.
you're going to 2 different terrible events. You got to pick one.
Reba.
Yeah.
Good way to circle back. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.